With our own Joey Hudson on the ground in Des Moines and Mike in the Relief Factor studios, we've got you covered. Is Iowa round one of the inevitable March of Trump?
We're all living vicariously through Joey Hudson, who braved the blizzard conditions, made the trek from South Carolina to Iowa to cover the Iowa Caucus, which begins tonight at 7 p.m. Iowa time. Joey, your flight, as I understand it, from South Carolina went through New York City, and then you went New York to Des Moines, and so you had a lot of elite media types on the plane with you yesterday.
Well, that's correct. My first guest, who was just right behind me, I recognized his voice. Of course, it was Steve Ducey of Fox and Friends. We had a nice chat. He was asking about you, and he had not seen you in a while. But, yeah, the plane was loaded. And here was the topic. I kept hearing some very anxious voices talking about what are we going to do, because the weather has been so bad here in Des Moines. People haven't been able to get out. A lot of events were canceled yesterday. A lot of these journalists were planning to go to certain events to talk with people, to do interviews. A lot of that canceled, so they were going to plan B as we were traveling out here yesterday. Right now, as I'm speaking with you from downtown Des Moines, I'm about 2 blocks from the state capitol here. It's -8 degrees at this very moment. It's expected to be -4 at 7 o'clock tonight when all of us gather at the caucuses. I'll be heading out to West Des Moines, where I will attend the caucus there at the West Des Moines Rec Center. It's a larger caucus, I'm told, but looking forward to being there and meeting some folks from Iowa. One of the things that I did, too, yesterday was just in talking with people on the street. There's a lot of people who are concerned, of course, about getting out in the weather tonight, which I can completely understand, and whether or not turnout is going to be an issue here.
Well, let's talk a little bit about whether the weather is indeed going to factor into this, because, you know, the reporting I've seen from Iowa all weekend is that Iowa voters and caucus goers like to say, well, we're a sturdy bunch. We brave weather. It's not like we haven't had winter in Iowa before. But from your perspective, in looking at all the closings that happened yesterday, even just to some of the events, weather is undoubtedly going to be a factor. What are you hearing from some of the caucus goers that you've been visiting with, Joey?
Well, I think there's two different things going on here. First off is, and I heard this from a number of different Iowa voters, just in casual conversation, are you excited about the caucuses on Monday? And I was a bit surprised at how many people, first off, told me that they're ready for it to be over with. A number of people told me that they we have voter fatigue here. There's so many candidates who've been here sending mail pieces, text messages, polls, emails and everything. And some Iowans are just saying, hey, enough's enough. Let's do this and get it behind us. I happened to sit down with Norman Bisak. Norman has lived here in Iowa a number of years. This will be his first caucus, though, and I asked Norman if, in fact, he had that same feeling. Is he ready for this to be over with?
Oh, absolutely, Joey. I think it's been a long haul for Iowa. Not a day goes by that you don't get many texts, lots of mail, a lot of confusion and chaos around the election. But I still think we have a responsibility to cast our vote and make a difference. So I think it's hard to not to take that responsibility on. And I think at some point you just have to tone out the distractions.
And again, this was not unusual. I had a number of people tell me yesterday that they're just ready to go to their caucus tonight, vote, and move on.